papier, hier, papier, hier, papier, hier.
Everyone, and welcome to a tale of our latest amusement park visit, and that was of course the Efteling in Kaatsheuvel, the Netherlands. And like all years, it's a tradition that we go. The little man loves it, and the big man also. We stayed at the now renamed Wonder Hotel, which has been totally redesigned on the interior. So last year it was still a dining hall and a small brown cafe, like they call it. Now it is all in a modern steampunkish interior, big, spacey. It was lovely. But of course, we then went into the park, and what better place to start than the most iconic attraction next to the entrance that you take when you stay at the hotel, and that is of course Carnaval Festival, including the music that stays in your head for hours. Going outside, my next stop was then the Vogel Rock. This is an indoor coaster. It goes pretty fast. It's not too long, and in the mornings it is like walking straight into the cart, no line, so that's great. We then went to the Anton Peak Plan, where we did some calmer things, because yeah, we have the little man with us. So there's this lovely classic carousel. It's always fun. And the Anton Peak Plan, it also has these great designs by Anton Peak, with all these wobbly, cute houses and statues of little fairy tales, like the bird lady, and then the little gas paper basket. So that's also something great. It's all in the details. The next stop was the Volk van Laaf, where you can take a monorail that goes through the whole section. It has all kinds of houses with animatronics and everything. And from the monorail upstairs, you have a nice view at all the dolls and the attractions. So next up, the St. Nicholas Plan, where there is always a live lady sitting in the swing in the middle, but where is also Villa Volta, one of my totally favorite attractions. This is a madhouse, and back in the day it was one of the first, which tells the story of the Bokkenraders, and how one raided the Abbey of Postel, and then was cursed by a lady that brought him to his house, and he would never find rest in his house ever again. So after that, it was off to the big place of the park, the classic, opened since 1952, the Fairy Tale Forest, or Sprookjesbos in Dutch, which is the first thing that you meet, of course, the Sleeping Beauty Castle. Then there are a lot of other fairy tales around as well. They all have this lovely animatronic going on. There's, I believe, 29 or something total in the park, 29 different fairy tales. I'm not quite sure. You have the Hans and Gretel house, which has just been re-cleaned up, so that's pretty cool. This guy, if you're not understand Dutch, he's always saying grote boodschap, and that actually means he's pointing to the toilets, which are behind the hedge. And grote boodschap in English is basically you're going to take a number 2. So yeah, this is one of the oldest paper-sucking hollebolle gazen. It's a vacuum, and they're always going papier here. So yeah, that's a thing, always has been in the Efteling. The Efteling Elves, this is a tale that was made for 25 years, I believe, Efteling, by our then Belgian queen Fabiola. God have her soul. It's a big success. It's with dancing dolls and everything. And after the Fairy Tale Forest, we went to that most awesome of dark rides, the Symbolica. So that's one, after you go through the animatronics and the stair that opens, has 3 routes that you can follow, and they're all like an adventure. A lot of music. It's gorgeous. You just have to do it. This is a Dance Macabre. Huge queues all weekend long. Didn't go in there. That will be something for next year when the hype dies down, because it's actually the first summer that it's opened, as it opened past winter at Halloween. We then went to the Maxim Maritz. There's a small clip here on the channel of the dual coaster racing by, but little Torin loves that one. So these are Maxim Maritz actually. There's 2 actors driving around the park, causing just some fun mayhem. And then of course we have the Fata Morgana, and other old dark ride, but still incredibly cool, and also with one of those music that stays in your head for a long while. Then, of course, lunch. So I went to the Liquor for a grill burger. Has a lot of veggies, soft bun. It was delicious. And then it was time to go to the next part of the attraction. Walking by the station and everything, we came to the summer beach that's there with a huge bouncing castle and everything, and where I got one of my pins. Before going back to the direction of the Anton Pieck Plan in the Wonder Depot, which is a museum where a lot of older stuff from years past and prototypes and everything is stored. Old park maps are there, sketches by all the artists, and also the build that won in the Belgium Lego Masters last year. There was an Efteling project that they had to do in one of those half musical mushrooms, and this was the winning entry. So there's also the Python's old track is a piece there, and the 4Ts, which I always thought in the old tougher bound, which we come to later, that there was like a 4T on it, not the cars they use now. And I thought it was crazy, but indeed, 2019, these cars were replaced with the new ones. So, okay. And then outside of the square, we went to the Prikkebeen, Vlindermolen, Butterfly Mill, which is basically a little kiddie roller coaster, but it's great fun. And then it was time for dinner, which we took at the Witte which is the White Horse, which is this year 50 years old, and it was actually good value for money. And then we had one final attraction to close off the day, and it was of course the Piranha, the wild water ride, which was a fantastic idea by myself, I must say, because I was soaking wet to the bones. So coming back into the hotel lobby, there was this little show with mice. Torin loved it. And then we went to the room, which is all decorated in the Efteling style. And it was time for night. So waking up, breakfast is included. And of course, what better breakfast than salad, a sandwich, and heaps of nice crispy bacon to get you through the day before we enter back to the square. And at the Anton Pieck Plan with Drinkenbroer. And that we went through the Droomvlucht or Dream Flight, which is another dark ride telling the tales of elves and trolls in your sleep. It is lovely, it is magnificent. And then we went to probably Torin's most favorite attraction, the Sirocco, which is Sinbad turning cups. So that's a great, quick-moving little mill. We didn't go for a ride on the gondolettas, which are just a 20-minute calm boat ride. And it was still so calm that morning that we actually went twice in a row. We didn't have to go out because, it was just nice. And the first day was pretty hectic. The night was pretty short, so a moment of rest before starting the day. And meanwhile, you can see the old little cute houses from the little train track. And you pass by the Baron, which I also didn't do this year. Waiting times. Before we wait for a pancake in Paula's kitchen. Now this thing actually turns like crazy. I will upload a short video of that one of these days. But that's really cool. And then we have, of course, our pancakes. Now I took a picture of it because that little monster right across me ate his own pancake, looked at me, and well, I ended up with a bowl of vanilla ice cream, some cream, and a bit of chocolate sauce because all the rest went into the little one. Coming outside, it was time for another ride in the Symbolica, and this was a pretty cool moment as the flying temple was right up and standing between the two towers, so you barely can see its arm. It gave a cool effect. While outside at the Dance Macabre, the new show that replaced the old charlatans is now in motion. It started 2 weeks ago or something. Outside shows is a thing in the summer, like in the Fata Morgana. There's also now one with the big gin doll and fire spitters. It's also pretty cool. And then we went to the Python, another classic roller coaster, 4 inversions, 2 loopings, 2 corkscrews. And I went in there. So yeah, that was my wild ride of the day. Finally, as we started to round out, I went for that snack that I said already 3 past editions. A meatball with peanuts, sauce, butter, and fried onions. And it was actually pretty delicious. One thing, for example, that's pretty cool also in the Efteling is that even the toilets are completely thematized. So these are the toilets in the Carnaval Festival, which is also the last ride that we did because well, as I said in the beginning, you enter right next door to it and you exit next door to it, so it's a quick jump in. I got quite a nice stack of loot as well, some Smitcher balls, which I also upload a little unboxing video, because I needed one from the series still left, and a whole set of pins for the collection. I didn't get all of them that I wanted, but I wasn't going to run back to Efteling at the other side of the park. And then there's the Dance Macabre refillable cup, so every 45 minutes you can fill it up again. But yeah, it's just a cool design, so I kept it. And then, of course, one of the Louisville little figures for my little display here in the house. I went for a little one, the one with the Yoki balloon, because Torin loves the Carnival Festival so much. But yep, that's it. Our little annual trip to the Efteling this year, and it was great fun. Really, if you're in the neighborhood, go check it out, make travel arrangements. It is really worth it. It is constantly in the top 5 of best European amusement parks. It is incredibly thematic. It is just fantastic. And well, see you next year when we go for a new trip. Bye-bye!